Okay, so I saw some posts about doing some custom personalized wallpapers and asking some questions about how to do that efficiently. And I got to thinking and thought, I wonder if we could automate that. So I've got it pretty much automated. So let's take a look. So I've got my design in Photoshop, and I've got the number and the name, and I also have this file name. Let's make that red so you can. Oh no. Let's make the file name red so you can see it. So there's the file name, and that's hidden behind here, but that will be needed to generate the actual files. So in my data sets, I've got those over here. You can see I got the name 0, the number, and the file name, and so those are all in there. And to get those, I've got a Python script that I've configured. It's using the Twitter API, and so this is where I enter the info. This is the person doing the tweeting and the tweet ID. So, for example, let's see. So this is the tweet that I sent out, and so up in the URL you can see here's the Twitter ID, the ID for that particular tweet. And so I enter both of those in there, and then I run this file. And what that will then do is it will then generate a list of file names. So for example, we got Wags here. You can see that's his. That's what he wants. His number, comma, name, and then this is the file name is going to be his username and dash, and then this is the ID of his reply. So, and you'll see why that's important in a minute. And so I've got those in there, those new ones. And so let's come back in here, and I'm going to go to image, variables, data sets. I'm going to import. Right there, it's the same one. So I'm going to import, click OK. Go file, export, data sets as files. And it's going to go into files, click OK, it's going to run. So if I come over here into files, so there they all are. There's all the new ones that were just generated. And you can see this is a semi-automated process, and that I've actually have to manually do that. And that's probably a good thing because it gives some room for error. One of the things I noticed at first, one of the replies had the number and the name switched, and that obviously didn't look good. So I could manually do that, or I could just at that point just delete that one and move on. So those are all PSD files, and I'm going to go to Photoshop Image Processor and run that. And that's going to go through and just create JPEGs for all those. Okay, and so that should be done. So boom, there they all are. So now I'm going to come back in to Python, and I've got another script that is going to look. It's going to look at those files, all those file names that those files that we just generated, and it's going to use that to send it. And so we know in the file name, we know that the first part is the user Twitter handle, and the second is the ID. And so we're using that information. So it's just going to go through all the files in that folder and send a reply to this user with this specific tweet. And so let's do that. Terminal. It's going to go, you can see, it's gradually. All right, and so I should be able to go back to Twitter now. Let's go, and boom, there they all are. Those tweets are all sent, and everyone got their custom background. So pretty neat, super techy, but it's a pretty neat proof of concept that if you were doing that kind of thing, you could mass produce them. At this point, the biggest problem is it's all dependent on that Twitter, the reply. So if someone is not, so someone doesn't reply in that specific format, then it kind of screws everything up. But it's a starting place, and there's probably some things we could do to work around how that all works. But so yeah, that's it. Hope you like it.